Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Bolt Action Basics. Today, very excited, but before we get started, I just want to apologise for the slightly hazy look on the camera. I think it's to do with the sun coming in the afternoon through the man cave window. I've got the main lights on, hopefully that's going to help, but I apologise for that anyway. So today, what we're going to do is we're going to be having a look at metal figures and putting these together. It's going to be a short one because it's pretty simple, to be honest, but I will just run it through with you, and then you should be good to go. Really, metal figures. We've done plastic figures. We started on some video tutorials for assembling vehicles. I think I've probably got an artillery piece I could assemble, so that might be something else that's coming up in the future. So before we get started, I just wanted to kind of explain to you that I'm going to be using the Belgian infantry figures to do this tutorial, and this is in fact the start of my building my Belgian army. The Belgian infantry come in three different packs, or they come with three different sets of heads, or you can get. Let me start again. You can get the infantry, and you can get them in three different types. You can get the ordinary infantry with the Adrian helmets, which I don't know if you can see. That might give you a bit of a closer look, but basically they look like helmets. Then you can also get let me just look them up. Just if anybody is interested in the Belgians, if you grab hold copy of the France and the Allies army book, there is a section for Belgian in the army in the book itself. Let me see. So we have infantry sections. What are they called? It's not in here. Okay. It's like the Police de Bonnet. I think that's what they're called. Basically, they have like these kind of like the American garrison caps from the Second World War, but with tassels on them. So you can get those. Actually, maybe they don't have tassels. No, they do. They do have tassels on the front. So you can get figures, infantry with those, and you can also get the Chasseurs Ardennais. Okay, and they are the elite Belgian force. I think they come down as they're in the book as veterans, and they have berets on. I'll just show you the picture of them there, if you can see that. I don't know, it's reflecting off the light, but basically they've got berets, and they're pretty cool. So that's the Belgians. You get the infantry. Now, when it comes to support teams, it's very difficult out in the kind of wargaming marketplace to find Belgian figures or figures that will work for the Belgians. Now, having seen a guy on Facebook who did Belgians, he was using Finnish support teams for his support team. So that's what I've done. I contacted Warlord, asked if I could get some Belgian heads instead. So I'm just going to do a straight head swap. So for those, I will show you those, but I'm going to do those in a separate tutorial on conversions. And we'll look at those, and we'll also look at putting together an officer, because there is no Belgian command team either available. So having done some research, Belgian officers wore basically British officer uniforms, but with riding boots. So I'll be getting some of the green stuff out and hopefully sculpting some riding boots. Be my first effort, but why not have a go, as I'm kind of getting to that stage now where I've got to do those sort of conversions. So we're going to head over to the workbench with our Belgians, and we'll get started on building these. I should just say before we go over tools that you might require. Super glue, very handy. This is the liquid Loctite super glue, very useful for metal to metal. pair of clippers, just in case there's any excess kind of sprue mold lines that need cutting off. And I always carry a little file just to file off any mold lines or any rough bits that need filing off from the casting process. So we're going to head over and we'll see you in just a second. Okay guys, so we've got our Belgians. Let's just open these up. Basically, with the Belgians you get sets of heads, and we'll be using those on the figures. You get some of the 25mm lip bases, plastic lip bases. Let's show you those, which I don't actually use. I suppose I could do for these, but I just prefer to use metal figures. Metal bases, and there is none cheaper than the 2p piece. So that's what I'll be using. And then we get the figures, and there should be 10 in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Fantastic. So 10 figures in here. So let's just take this guy first. He's walking with his rifle on patrol, looks like. So just a couple of sprue bits on the base. So just get my clippers and clip these bits off. And what I like to do is just get in the file and just run over it, briefly, just to make sure I haven't missed any bit if I couldn't quite get close enough to the base. Then just having a look round, that's it. That's really how good these are. You have to really decide whether these are detail marks or not. So I'm gonna have a look at my heads. Let's see, this guy's just patrolling. I think this guy is looking pretty fit. In fact, I like this guy with the mustache, so I'm gonna cut this guy off. In fact, maybe I should just hold this up. You can't really see that. Okay, trust me, this guy's got a mustache and he's looking pretty cool. He's looking like he's patrolling. So I just clip it off of the sprue, cut a little bit of excess off. Really nicely sculpted head. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hold him into place as a dry fit, just to see what it's going to look like when I glue it in. Just make sure I get the position. And he is looking very, very cool. So out with our super glue. Off briefly with the head. This is really important, this bit, guys. I tend to put the glue into the neck. I find that works quite successfully. And it's really important not to put too much on. I think I might have there. If you put too much on, it just takes longer to dry, I find. And I don't want to get this on my finger because I've told you guys how I hate super glue because it gets on the finger. So try and wipe a bit of that off. And there we have it. We have our figure with his head on, and it's drying as we speak, and it looks absolutely splendid. And I've had to do very, very little to that. Guys, metal figures, that really is as easy as it gets. Cut up a little bit of sprue marks, or extra bits of metal that needed to be trimmed off and filed off. What I would suggest, and what's been suggested to me, as I've said before with metal figures, is once you've got them like this and the glue's dried and you're absolutely happy with it, and best thing to do then is to, if I can find my toothbrush, two seconds. Oh, it fell down and I can't find it. Where is it? Ah, there it is. There it is. So grab an old toothbrush, get some hot soapy water, put them in, and then give them a good scrub. Gets all the if there is any chemicals from the process, give them a good scrub, and that all comes off. And it's always good to have a spare old toothbrush hanging around. That should just help the paint stick, particularly the primer. The only other thing that I'm going to be doing, and I'll just show you today, is to take one of my 2p pieces, I always put queen's head down. That's just my personal preference, and it really does make no difference whatsoever. Then just a little bit of super glue on the base, and I just pop him down in the position that I want him. Now I'm going to give him quite a bit of room in front, and then I'm just going to let him get stuck down. Shouldn't take too long to dry, seconds. Of course, if you're doing a group of them and you do one and you move on to the next and then you do another, then obviously the process, you can let it dry for quite some time. But as you can see already, he's stuck, so it really doesn't take long. So I'm going to put him to the side. I'm going to pause the camera. I'm going to go away and finish putting these all together, and then I will come back and show you the 10-man section glued together, stuck on the bases, and then that's pretty much it for this episode. So I'll see you in a sec with the finished products. Okay guys, so we're back. That's taken me about 15 minutes. Not too bad at all. I got into a bit of a rhythm of gluing one head onto one of the bodies, letting him dry while I stuck the next head on the next body, and once I'd finished that one, I went back to the previous one that I'd done, glued him to the base, and then went on with my next figure. So I kind of got into a bit of routine, which helped enormously. And so I have my section just to kind of point out some key figures. I have here my NCO, who looks like he's carrying something similar to a Sten, but I'd need to research as to what it is exactly they carry. And then we also have our LMG gunner, who basically looks like he's carrying a Browning automatic rifle, the BAR from the Americans. Again, I'd have to do some more reading up as to that. So let's put that in, that guy in there. But yeah, basically then that's my 10-man squad. The next video I'm going to do, I'll do one on doing the conversions for the support team, but I think for the next one I'm going to do, it's going to be about how I kind of base these and then prime them. And you've seen me paint my British, so I won't do a painting tutorial, but I'll just show you kind of how I get from this stage of having a figure glued together and glued onto a base, and then how I get from there to then being ready to paint. So that's it for today. Obviously, if you've enjoyed this video, please like, share, comment, and if you're really enjoying the videos, please feel free to subscribe and follow along with many other of the Bolt Action Basic series and all the other series I do. And until then, I will see you soon. So take care and enjoy your gaming. All right then, bye.